Why did Chris Martin from Coldplay suddenly cancel his interview? Is it true that the shocking news about Taehyung leaving BTS shook him deeply? And what exactly did Jungkook reveal that left everyone speechless? In the ever-evolving world of global music, one name has remained a symbol of strength, friendship, and unconditional love: BTS. But the world was just shaken by an unexpected piece of news: the rumor that Taehyung, also known as V, may truly be leaving the group that has made his name over the past decade. It wasn't just ARMYs who were stunned. Even world-class musicians like Chris Martin of Coldplay were reportedly in disbelief upon hearing the rumor. But what makes all of this even more explosive is the fact that Jungkook finally spoke up, revealing what's really going on behind this burning issue. The big question now is, what exactly did Jungkook expose? And why was Chris Martin so deeply shaken? A source from Coldplay's management revealed that Chris Martin, who's known to be close to BTS members, particularly Taehyung and Jungkook, received the news while preparing for an international media interview. Upon hearing about Taehyung possibly leaving BTS, the source stated, Chris immediately stopped the interview session and said, "No, this can't be real. Not Tae." That statement quickly went viral on social media and fueled the speculation that the rumor, previously considered baseless, could very well be true. Meanwhile, at nearly the same time, Jungkook held a sudden live broadcast that lasted less than 10 minutes, but left an extraordinary impact on the global BTS community. He sat silently, staring blankly at the camera, and uttered just a short yet profound sentence: "I think I know what's really going on, and I can't stay silent anymore." From there, the chaos began. Thousands of fans immediately speculated that Jungkook was alluding to something significant regarding Taehyung's decision, possibly internal conflict or pressure that had been hidden from the public. Just hours later, another clip surfaced. Jungkook, with a soft voice and tired face, said, "Tae has always been my anchor, but lately he's been drifting away. And I know part of it is because of me." That sentence triggered an emotional explosion among fans. Was Jungkook feeling guilty? Did something happen between them? The tension was intensified by the fact that in recent months, Taehyung has increasingly engaged in individual projects without involving the other BTS members. While it's normal for major artists to explore solo paths, Taehyung's movements felt different. He wasn't just busy, he seemed to be withdrawing. In a recent group photo shoot, he looked disinterested. In group interviews, his answers were short, as if he was holding something back. Most notably, at a recent HYB reunion event, Taehyung was absent. Chris Martin himself has shown a strong bond with Taehyung on many occasions. In the Coldplay and BTS collaboration My Universe, Chris described V as emotional, sincere, and deeply human. In one now viral interview, Chris once said, "If the world knew who V really is, they'd love BTS even more." So when rumors emerged that V might be leaving BTS, it truly shook the British musician, who apparently shares more than just a professional bond with the BTS members. In a recent interview, Jungkook finally laid out more facts. He didn't directly confirm that Taehyung was leaving, but he said, "Everyone has big decisions to make in life. I just hope he's not carrying that burden alone." This statement opened up many possibilities. Does it mean Taehyung really has made up his mind to leave BTS? Or is he simply on the verge of a big life decision, seeking a new direction? Speculation grew even more intense when fans noticed that in his most recent social media update, Taehyung had deleted over 80% of BTS-related content from his personal account. Some even claimed he had unfollowed several BTS staff members. But the agency has not released any official clarification on these actions. Public reaction was split. Some believe it's just a part of a promotional strategy for his solo project. But many also feel it's the first step toward a major farewell. The most heartbreaking part came from how Jungkook described his relationship with Taehyung. In another part of the live stream, he said, "He and I share a long history. We've shared tears, laughter, and the same dreams. But sometimes, love means letting someone go to find themselves." That statement truly pierced hearts. Armies around the world began uploading videos, poems, and open letters to show their support for both Jungkook and Taehyung. They know this bond is too strong to be broken by rumors. But the wound has already opened. Meanwhile, Korean and international media started highlighting the possibility that Taehyung's absence wasn't just about personal projects, but potentially a clash in artistic direction or internal tension that had long been kept quiet. Some entertainment journalists suggested that the post-military transition isn't as smooth as people think. Members returned as individuals who have changed a lot. And like any relationship, change can bring people closer or drive them apart. But the most shocking revelation came from one of Taehyung's close friends, a young actor who once worked with him on a major advertisement. In an exclusive interview, he said, "Tae once told me he felt lost, that he was afraid of becoming a character created by the industry, not himself. He wants to go back to being Kim Taehyung, free, honest, and spontaneous." This statement seemed to confirm many ARMY's worst fears. If the industry's pressure is too much, does this mean Taehyung truly wants to break free from BTS's image? Even though no official confirmation has been made, all signs suggest that the idea of Taehyung leaving BTS isn't entirely baseless. Even if he doesn't officially leave, there's a strong possibility that he's pulling away from group activities for a considerable time. And the fact that Jungkook publicly expressed regret and an apology strengthens the notion that this isn't just a normal phase in their careers. Now, all eyes are on the next move. Will HYB release an official statement to ease this chaos? Or will Taehyung finally appear and speak directly to ARMY, like Jeon did before his enlistment? And what about Chris Martin? Will he speak out after being reportedly shaken by this news? ARMY continues to hold on. They know BTS isn't just about stages or music. It's about stories, pain, hope, and growth. If Taehyung is truly trying to find himself, they're ready to support him. But one thing's for sure, the pain left by Jungkook's words and Taehyung's silence won't heal easily. Maybe this is the time for everyone to be honest, not just to the public, but to themselves. However, amid the storm of speculation, global anxiety, and waves of emotion flooding social media, it's important to take a clearer look at reality. After a deeper investigation and verification of various circulating information, the main conclusion that can be affirmed is that the news about Taehyung leaving BTS is not true. Jungkook's viral statement that triggered widespread concern turns out to be part of his personal reflection, not a confirmation that Taehyung would be leaving the group. When watched again in full, Jungkook's live stream was filled with a melancholic tone that mostly spoke about time lost, not the loss of a member. The phrase, "I was too late," or "I should have been more aware," which went viral, was more about regret over time that can't be repeated, not referring to conflict or internal separation. Meanwhile, Taehyung himself has not issued any statement confirming his departure from BTS. In fact, his latest activities suggest that he is still very much connected to group projects. He was recently seen participating in recording sessions for upcoming BTS projects and had some small interactions with other members on fan community platforms. This contradicts the rumor that he was pulling away from the group. The removal of some social media content has also been clarified by the agency as part of curating and reshaping the artist's digital identity, a common move by idols starting new solo phases without severing ties with their groups. Chris Martin also never issued any official statement confirming his shock or cancellation of interviews because of Taehyung. The circulating narrative that he was deeply shaken comes from unverified fan media sources. In his latest interviews mentioning BTS, Chris simply expressed admiration for the group's closeness, not fear of their breakup. In essence, most of the circulating news stemmed from overinterpretations of body language, emotional statements, or information gaps filled with speculation. This is a perfect example of how the fandom world, driven by love and panic simultaneously, can spiral into a narrative that is not entirely accurate. Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship is not broken or strained, contrary to assumptions. In fact, they recently liked and commented on each other's posts and sang old duet songs in the studio as a sign of nostalgia and closeness. These interactions were largely overlooked as the public fixated on a negative narrative. HYB, though not releasing a specific statement about the rumors, has shown commitment to regrouping BTS after military service. BTS is scheduled to reunite after all members complete service in 2025. Future plans already include Taehyung in their lineup. This affirms that administratively and creatively, there's no sign of Taehyung's departure. Moreover, if we understand Taehyung's personality from his long journey with BTS, it's clear that he values togetherness, loyalty, and friendship deeply. He has said in past interviews that BTS is not just a group, but a family. He even once said that leaving BTS would feel like erasing a part of himself, and that's not an empty statement. The post-military phase is an emotional adjustment period for every member. Their melancholic expressions are part of their healing process, not signs of group dissolution. AS fans, we must remain thoughtful and not jump to conclusions based on incomplete or unverified information. Loving BTS means also protecting them from unnecessary pressure, including from baseless rumors. With all the evidence, indirect clarifications, and visible activities mentioned, it can be clearly concluded that Taehyung is not leaving BTS. Jungkook did not reveal anything about separation, and Chris Martin never made the emotional statements reported irresponsibly by some media outlets. This conclusion doesn't just ease tension. It reminds us that information must be handled wisely. Let BTS walk their journey without being weighed down by speculation. What they need now is time, space, and trust, not fear or unfounded gossip. Army, stay calm. BTS is still together. Taehyung hasn't left, and their story is far from over.